Imagine waking up every single day knowing that your entire life has only one purpose: to work for your family. No weekends, no vacations, no freedom. From sunrise to sunset, millions of tiny workers fly through dangerous skies, build perfect cities from wax, protect their queen with their lives, and create one of the most valuable foods on earth: honey. But here's the shocking part. A single honey bee may spend its entire life making just 1 teaspoon of honey.
Today, we are diving deep inside the hidden world of honeybees to uncover what their daily life is really like. And trust me, their society is far more advanced than most humans realize. A honeybee colony is not just a group of insects, it is a fully organized civilization. Inside one hive can live between 20,000 to 80,000 bees. Every bee has a job, every movement has meaning, and everything revolves around survival. At the center of this kingdom lives the queen bee. She is the only fertile female in the hive and can lay up to 2,000 eggs per day. But surprisingly, she doesn't rule the colony like a king or dictator. Her main duty is reproduction. The real workforce of the hive is made up of female worker bees. These workers clean the hive, feed larvae, produce wax, guard entrances, collect nectar, and even control the hive temperature. Then there are the drones, the male bees. Unlike workers, drones do not gather nectar or defend the hive. Their only purpose is to mate with a queen. And once that job is done, they die. Nature can be brutally efficient. Every worker bee begins life as a tiny egg placed carefully into a wax cell by the queen after 3 days. The egg hatches into a larva. For days, young nurse bees feed it with royal jelly and pollen-rich food. Then something incredible happens. The larva seals itself inside the cell and transforms through metamorphosis. Its body changes completely. Wings develop, legs form, eyes appear, and after about 21 days, a fully grown worker bee emerges into the hive. But her life is just beginning. A young honeybee does not immediately fly outside. Her first job is cleaning. She spends days cleaning empty cells so the queen can lay new eggs. Then she becomes a nurse bee, feeding baby larvae with nutrient-rich food. Later, she helps build honeycomb using wax produced from glands in her abdomen. The hive slowly expands into a geometric masterpiece. And this is where honeybees reveal one of nature's greatest engineering secrets. Honeycombs are made from perfect hexagons. This shape stores maximum honey while using the least amount of wax possible. Mathematicians and scientists still admire this natural design today. As the bee grows older, her jobs become more dangerous. Eventually, she becomes a guard bee, standing near the entrance. She checks every incoming bee like a security officer. If intruders like wasps or robber bees try to enter the hive, the guards attack immediately. Around 3 weeks into her life, the worker bee is finally ready for the outside world. She leaves the hive for her first orientation flight. The bee circles slowly in the air, memorizing landmarks, sunlight angles, and even Earth's magnetic field. Because once she becomes a forager, she may travel up to 8 kilometers searching for flowers. Outside the hive is a dangerous world. Birds hunt bees, spiders trap them, rainstorms can knock them from the sky, and pesticides created by humans have become one of their deadliest threats. Yet, every day, millions of bees continue flying because the colony depends on them. The process begins with nectar. A forager bee lands on flowers and sucks nectar using her long beak. The nectar is stored inside a special honey stomach, separate from her digestive stomach. Then, she flies back to the hive, but honey isn't made yet. Inside the hive, worker bees pass the nectar from mouth to mouth. During this process, enzymes break down complex sugars into simpler sugars. The nectar is then placed into honeycomb cells, but it's still too watery, so thousands of worker bees begin flapping their wings rapidly to evaporate moisture from the nectar. Slowly, it thickens into honey. Once ready, the cell is sealed with wax for storage. This golden liquid becomes the colony's emergency food supply during winter and hard times. And remember, one bee may produce only about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire lifetime. That jar sitting in your kitchen represents the life work of thousands of bees. Now comes one of the most unbelievable things about honeybees. They can communicate directions using dance. When a bee discovers a good flower source, she returns to the hive and performs something called the waggle dance. The angle of the dance tells other bees the direction of the flowers relative to the sun. The duration of the waggle tells them the distance. In other words, honeybees use symbolic communication for decades. Scientists were stunned by this discovery because it proved that insects with tiny brains could share detailed information with each other. Despite their teamwork, honeybees face constant threats. One of their biggest enemies is the varroa mite, a tiny parasite that weakens bees and spreads deadly viruses. Then there are hornets. Some giant hornets can invade a hive and massacre thousands of bees within hours, but bees have developed incredible defenses. Japanese honeybees, for example, can surround a hornet in a massive ball of bodies. They vibrate their muscles rapidly, raising the temperature until the hornet literally cooks to death. It's like biological warfare happening inside the insect world. But the greatest danger may actually come from humans' habitat destruction. Climate change and pesticides are causing bee populations to decline around the world. And if bees disappear, the consequences could be catastrophic. Honeybees are responsible for pollinating a huge portion of the world's crops. Apples, almonds, blueberries, cucumbers, pumpkins, and countless other foods depend on pollination. Without bees, entire ecosystems could collapse. In fact, scientists estimate that billions of dollars worth of agriculture depends directly on pollinators every year. So while bees may seem small and insignificant, human civilization quietly relies on them every single day. The next time you hear the sound of a bee buzzing nearby, remember this: you are looking at one of nature's greatest workers, an insect that lives in a perfectly organized society, communicates through dance, builds mathematical structures, and helps feed the entire planet. Its life may only last a few weeks, but during that short time, it works endlessly for something bigger than itself. And maybe that's why honeybees continue to fascinate humanity after thousands of years. Because inside these tiny creatures, we see discipline, sacrifice, teamwork, and survival at its purest form. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to subscribe for more fascinating stories from the hidden world around us. And tell us in the comments, what animals should we explore next?